filter everything else through the Quran that comes 600 years later. Anything that contradicts the Quran, it was corrupted. So I can use the same argument and say, you know what? I'm original Quran original Quranist, where the original Quran and anything that contradicts this Quran that it's a reverse argument. That's all it is. It wasn't the actual position that people actually hold. But anyhow.
So why do you reject hadith, Mister? For reasons.
I don't hold to any hadith, any Quranic, any of that. I hold to the Old and New Testament.
Well, you're a Christian.
Full blown.
So what's the Quran stuff?
It was a joke.
Okay.
I was being, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it facetious? Or, man, I don't know the word I'm trying to use for it. But it was a joke. It makes sense, saying when you're dealing with people that say that the Bible is corrupted and the scriptures or the text that they have is the actual corrector of them and so on and so forth. And anything that contradicts the Quran would be against the truth or whatever. So in other words, I'm just playing around with the word and say that, well, I can use the same line of reasoning and say, well, I'm an original Quranist. I believe that, it was corrupted by Usman. He removed all the real text and then, created his fabrication. But yeah, I'm a Trinitarian. Trinitarian.
I don't know. I mean, if he was mentioned in it, we'd be believers. The fact that it's not brought up makes me think of this fake.
Between the Old and the New Testament passages, there's continuity of thought. It's coherent. It fits well together. Then you get 600 years, the Quran saying that, well, they're the prophet that Moses spoke about. Muhammad is a prophet that Moses spoke about, saying before he will be coming, or when it talks about I shall send you another comforter. And they said that's Muhammad. I said, okay, if that's the case, why is it inconsistent with every text that came before the Quran? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Shimon did an amazing job showing with that guy, the doctor, whatever his name was. And he presented 381. 381 is the Atomic Dilemma, man. Chapter 3, verse 81. The one confirms the scriptures they have with them. Is Muhammad confirming the scriptures we had with us? His followers say no. His followers say that the scriptures are corrupted. So then under his own verification with his book and how because this works in the Old Testament. You even have, I'll give you an example, John the Baptist with Jesus. They're confirming one another, right? They have that continuity. But when it comes to Muhammad, his followers saying that we no longer have the scriptures.
Over their text.
and naturally, Muslims are not going to like me, cause them to have some doubt. I'm going to cause them to think about what their scriptures are saying and give them the evidence to show that there is no corruption like they say they are, and how they just say things without giving evidence. I'm going to push them to that limit. So we as Christians have a space, and it's called atheism. And Christians are constantly being challenged by people who don't believe or used to believe, and we have answers to these questions. They might not be the best answers for people that don't believe, but there's still a conversation to be had. The conversation can never be had with Islam. They don't have this kind of space. They don't have an atheistic world, an atheistic stage. They don't have atheists. You know why? Because anybody that causes disbelief is going to be shunned out of the community or even killed. They don't have that kind of community that's open to, having discourse about things that are true or not true. And because they don't have that, I mean, just that alone, I could say that religion is false. Because they're so scared.
It's hard to stand in opposition. Just like Jehovah's Witnesses, majority of them that remain in their belief system is their communication. They
then Mister, we always have to do this, like, oh well, you know, and Marcus does this. Well, they just don't know any better, and let's, since they're not educated, let's be a little, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But here they are wishing my death upon their upon their insecurity, and basically they're their naiveness, their ignorance on what they're discussing. But I have to be nice to these people and just treat, she's basically telling me, they're stupid, so let's just be nice to them for the sake of the conversation. What? No. We're running down the court and we're slamming the ball with both hands in their face. Okay? Fuck out of here with this shit. Fucking no more Mr. Nice Guy shit. Fuck them. I mean, they don't know any better. They don't understand the Trinity. Let's be nice, Art. I know that they're stupid, but they're good people. They just like to do the occasional rape. Just cut us down. It's okay to rape. I know they like to sleep with children, but let's still give them the benefit. These people don't like to do it, so let's not blame them. No. What do you mean these people don't like to do it? What are you talking about? Are you serious? If my brother, listen to me, if my brother, my own blood brother, my father, abused a child, I would put him in jail. Okay? Do you think that's the same for them? So you're trying to tell me I should hold them to the same standard?
It became a sensation. I'll try and find the article. I don't remember.
Like life?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That would actually spread. That could work in other.
Yeah,
third
they're
world
expanding.
countries.
They're expanding now exactly because of that.
There's a lot of places on the planet where.
Exactly. So there was an article about him getting a lot of investments in. I'll try. Hold on.
Telemachus.
Yes.
What is you have your any opinions about what I said about starting off with the territory and going from there to a state?
Oh. No, I think I missed on that one. What was it exactly?
Are you Palestinian? I keep forgetting.
No. I'm from Pakistan, bro.
Pakistan, okay. No, I was saying for Palestinians, instead of demanding a state, which is the end game, it's a maximist position, even though it shouldn't be a maximist position to lift an occupation off of a people. But
Did you see? I put the link to the website so you guys can check it out.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking more along lines of starting, asking for territory, meaning, the territory we're on. The settlers don't have to leave. We just need more governance, more power need to build up our security forces, need to protect ourselves against the settlers as a first step.
You
And
do know
it would
you're
have to
asking for the
include
one
Gaza.
thing that they will never give you, right?
What?
The whole liberal Zionist narrative is give back 99% of the occupied territories, maintain 99% of security control, hence demilitarize Palestinian territory always.
Yeah, but security forces it's still demilitarized. Israel would still consider that demilitarized because they have trained security forces. Yes, but those security forces cannot operate against settlers. That's where the upgrade comes in, the territory. You know, and that is what they never give you. Well, it's not. I think it's something that is reasonable to ask, and I think the world would help force Israel to give that as a starting point. You know. Then why did the world derail the French-Saudi initiative? Because this French-Saudi initiative has a pathway not very dissimilar to that, but it was intentionally derailed by Trump when he pointed as a plan, and nobody's talked about it ever since. And that's true. That's true. I forgot about that. But the French-Saudi initiative did bring on multiple Western countries, G7 countries, to recognition of Palestine. It was supposed to pass, 149 countries recognized Palestine, and the next step was supposed to be recognition of the French-Saudi initiative, which is exactly when Bibi and Trump derailed it. Yeah, like I said, I think asking for, everything when you first start it's just not reasonable. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. It is reasonable. It's not feasible. Like you said, Israel won't allow it, and it would be derailed. Whatever could potentially happen will only happen if international community will force Israel to comply. No matter how small or big, it won't happen. You have to have a narrative. But you have to have a narrative that they would hook onto. I think allowing Palestinians to have a territory that is overseen by Israel, where Palestinians are guaranteed that the settlers will not enter or harm them, and settlement expansion will stop. That's Oslo, Edward. No, but we're not. But Oslo is done. The only thing we got out of Oslo is the PLO. But you're asking for another Oslo. No, I'm asking for the minimum that the world would grasp onto and help push through with Israel and the United Nations, and something that the U.S. would be hard to counter, which is territory, safety and security for Palestinians, without asking for an outright state, but a way of Palestinians proving themselves, and with a time frame, with a timeline. So I get where you're coming from, but what you're describing is exactly also, the time frame, the 5 years, Palestinians will show that they're being de-radicalized and all that bullshit. But I think you're reaching. Look, if we're going to go for something that the world is going to impose, I actually did a space about this a week ago, which was very interesting because it created a lot of support and a lot of objection at the same time. But I'll send you the recording to listen to. If the initiative of a two-state, one homeland that calls for a demilitarized binational confederacy. So there's a whole bunch of details, but the good thing about that specific initiative that the main attention that it's being given is actually international. And I think that if the international community is ever going to impose anything on Israel, we might as well go far, far more. You need to ask for a lot more than just that, because that's also again. And I think that the world is prepared in this day and age to impose a demilitarized confederacy on Israel, because it won't happen. Demilitarizing Israel is not going to be possible. We just talked about how it's becoming a highly focused military
They can
focused
have
economy.
their military industrial, but the idea is that there's no separate military. Border control, intelligence, security between the river and the sea is a joint institution between the two I don't know, sovereign nations within the Confederacy. So Israel, in no point, gets to the place where it has bombs, tanks, and airplanes to attack Palestinians.
What do you mean? I mean that's Israel. The U.S. would never go for that. That's what I'm saying.
This is what I disagree. I actually think that if there's any chance that the world is going to impose a solution, then I think that we might as well go for something far more, because again, Edward, if something like this, and I understand where you come from, but it's just an Oslo 2.0, and I understand the survival mode, and I'm never going to tell you how to resist or how to liberate Palestine. I just think that, and it's too little. It's just going to be the same cycle all over again.
Before I say anything, Telemachus wanted to say something.
Oh, sorry, Telemachus.
No,
my only issue with this is once, let's say, the territory is given, the world will forget about giving the Palestinian people a state. That is also an issue, I think.
But I think it has to be a whole package. Like, here's the pathway to a Palestinian state. We start with a territory for a certain amount of time. Palestinians will do A, B, and C, right. And then the settlers will be, probably half the settlements will be gone, will be removed, and then land swaps, and then we get into maybe even a pre-state scenario. And all this has to be laid out, mandated by the UN, everything signed off on by the US, by all 5 veto nations, by Israel, by everybody. But I think, asking Palestinians to prove themselves, even though morally we shouldn't have to, but we should always remember, if you want to get your ideas across, you should always know your audience and play to your audience. And our audience is the international stage. It's mostly the Western countries. And the citizens of these countries. If Palestinians come out looking super reasonable, let us prove ourselves. Let us, have a territory. Let us ensure that settlers do not attack us. And go from there. But it should all be a on the path to statehood.
I love you guys. I'm going to drop down and give the stage to other people. But Edward, I think you're aiming too low.
Too low.
Here, Ambrose.
Too low. Resistance. You wanted to come up? I was resisting, so I thought somebody else wanted to come up.
El Call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, okay, I've heard.
How are you, Edward?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. So it's my turn now? I think Sam and John and Telemachus were way before me.
No, I think you're not really speaking, so you can go ahead, lay down.
Go ahead, yeah. You're fine.
Okay. So, to be honest with you, I believe that we don't need to prove ourselves to anyone. It's my home. My house.
Yeah.
I don't need the permission of somebody else to live in my own home. So we solved the thing from the very base, from the very root, Like,
Are you Palestinian?
Yeah, I'm a Palestinian. Edward, we've talked way too many times.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I remember.
I'm the Palestinian in Italy.
Yeah, I remember you. When you used that tone with me just now, I remembered who you are.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree we shouldn't have to prove ourselves.
No, and for me, like, we should solve the problem from the very root. Like, these colonizers came onto our land because our ancestors were dumb enough and silly enough and nice enough to accept them because they were under oppression. Now Europe is not under oppression.
Yeah.
So Europe has to prove to themselves that they are not anti-Semitic anymore, and they should take them back, and we will see. If they can live with them without doing any oppression for them, then good job, Europe. You've worked on yourself. You changed. You're not anti-Semitic anymore. But otherwise, this is my fucking land. I don't need to prove to anyone that, oh, you shouldn't steal my house because it's mine. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a bad person. I'm an animal. I'm a devil. Whatever you want. You can call me whatever you want. It's my own fucking house, my own fucking land. Go back to where you came from.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. There's a difference between when I'm proposing being morally the right thing,
the moral thing for them right now, since they are not under oppression, since America and Europe loves them so much, if they have any morals, they would go back to Europe and Russia and.
That's true, but you know that that's not going to happen.
We will see. They call us terrorists because we defend our land. We want
true, but Palestinians.
What was took by fire, it would be returned by fire.
Yeah, but Palestinians may not survive the fire.
Don't worry.
If it keeps going like this.
We are way too many.
Yeah, but we don't. Why should we all die when there's another path where?
Because I will not compromise with someone who stole my home after I took him in, and then he killed my kids, burned my graves, and did all the atrocities that anybody can think of.
So you want to be right? Is what the objective for you? It's you want to look at this from a moral perspective, which I mean, it's not wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying, why not look at it from a position of what gets us what we want?
Let me put it in this example. Okay, so you have $1 million. Okay, $1 million. I took from you as a debit. I asked you to borrow some money. I took from you, let's say, 200,000. Okay. After that, I took another 200,000. Then I stole your bank information and stole all the rest and left you 100. Would you fight me to get your own money that you worked so hard for? Or would you tell me, you know what? Take 800 and just give me 200. My grandparents worked their asses off to get a home that was stolen. Another one, their grandfathers worked so fucking hard. They suffered so much with the injustice from the Ottomans, from Abbasides, from Umayyads to keep their lands. For whom? For a fucking European or American that says, "Oh, the dragon that spits water says in his holy book that your house is mine."
So, a couple of things I wanted to say. First, I'm assuming you're not for two states; you're one state.
No. Don't get me wrong. I'm with two states.
Okay. So
One state. Listen to me. One state for the Palestinians with the borders of from the sea to the river, and another state for the for the Israelis wherever they want in Europe.
okay, so that's one state. Okay.
Their state in Europe.
Okay. What I'm saying is, I believe that the quicker that the conflicts die down in the Middle East, the quicker that Palestinians are on a road to statehood, where Israel doesn't have any enemies.
Would you give up?
Hold on. The quicker that Israel cannot fight its enemies, I think that would be the beginning of the end of Israel.
Israel would fight their enemies just because
Hold on. Hold on.
They stole my hair.
I understand. But you have to also look at it in a way where what is best for the Palestinians right now on the land? What is the best way of getting or achieving the ultimate goal? Okay.
Edward, I really have a question to make it way faster for you. Would you give up the lands and the house?
It's not. You have to first understand my position. You should understand my position. It doesn't sound like you understand my position. I am saying that we should take it in steps, not
no.
the whole thing
There is
at
no
once.
way Oslo will happen. This is the Oslo idea.
No, it's not Oslo. It's not Oslo. Different people, different circumstances, and we are aware of all the.
But it's the same entity, the same oppressor.
It's not Oslo. But what I can tell you is doing it your way, just waiting and fighting Israel. First off, have you asked the Palestinians in the West Bank and in Gaza if they're willing to continue the fight? And I will tell you that they're not. They're not wanting to keep. They don't want to keep dying. When 300% of the Palestinians live outside of Palestine, and they're the ones saying, fight, destroy. They have no weapons. They have no opportunity. Why should they? And wait, hold on. Why should their children die? Hold on. Why should Palestinian children die for your pride?
Of course, the Israeli colonizer will give you a hot. Of course, that.
No. Why should they die for your pride? Give me a reason why they should. If there's another way to accomplish the same goals.
Maybe my cousins are there. My family are there.
Okay.
From the West Bank.
So what? Do you want them to die for your pride?
And I don't have absolutely any citizenship or anything outside from my Palestinian.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is, why have them die?
When I'm talking to you, I'm not talking from a point of privilege.
I'm not privilege.
Yes,
I'm saying pride. You want to be right, but if we can accomplish the same thing by
accomplish what, Habibi? They will keep on colonizing you. They will keep on killing you. Have they stopped expanding since 1885, since they first came to colonize?
Okay, so your answer is, Palestinians should fight until Israel is destroyed.
Not wanting to die doesn't mean that you surrender. If you want to talk about the people on the ground, then.
Exactly.
No, they don't want to die.
Edward,
they don't want to fight. They know what happens. They have no weapons. They have no training. Everything's been taken from them. They are not going to destroy Israel. That is not going to happen.
Edward, I have an easier thing, an easier way. You know what? Let's back our things and go out to lift it for them because they are so evil. They will kill us.
You could do that, but Palestinians that can.
And then they will leave us alone.
That's fine. You could take both positions. My position is that we Palestinians should first have the world behind us and ask for a pathway to statehood. That pathway would include steps, territory.
Did the world abide to the rules that they have put in the UN.
What I'm proposing is the only path forward.
Please, let me finish, please.
Well, you've been talking for a while. You haven't let me complete barely 2 sentences.
Just this point. It's less than 2 sentences, brother. So, did the world abide to the law that they put there for themselves, and did something when they saw that Israel is violating literally every single rule in human rights, and they are bombing kids and civilians and doing a live genocide and bombing hospitals?
No, but the people have woken up and know what Israel is now. And now is the best opportunity we have. We finally are recognized as human beings by the world, the global population, and we are recognized to be under occupation. And Israel is now recognized as a barbaric nation, barbaric people that have committed a genocide. So now is the time to demand for a pathway to statehood, which would.
It's the time to get your whole land back.
You can't. How? You don't have a plan. Your plan is what? What's your plan?
My plan?
You want to destroy Israel. What's your plan?
We are terrorists. We are whatever you say. These people are in danger. Since you are not anti-Semitic anymore, take them back.
What's your plan? What's your plan? No one's taking anybody back. Nobody's taking anybody out of Israel.
When somebody is pointing a gun on your head, you either fight or get killed. You don't get on your knees and start licking their asses and balls.
Okay, but who says anything about licking their asses and balls? This is called planning and being strategic. This is called. But you don't. Okay, what is your plan? What is your plan? Give us your plan. Lay out your plan for us. Go ahead.
Habibi, you keep you let the resistance keep on doing what they are doing.
No, the resistance can't take down Israel. It's impossible. Israel will fall. I believe within 10 years of Palestinians getting at the very least a territory, if not a state.
They will give you Ramallah and they will have all the rest.
I mean, I don't think Palestinians are dumb either.
Oh, we had Yasser Arafat that gave up 78%.
I don't think that the Palestinians living there and the Palestinians in the diaspora are dumb. They put their trust in the U.S. It's a different world today. We're not doing that again. We are saying here are international rights. Here's international law, which we were not able to use during Oslo. And now we have the world behind us. It's a different time.
Did they do anything for your kids that are being bombed?
You asked already.
No.
You already asked. But yet, I have a plan. But I have a plan that could possibly get us to a state.
You're not white. They say that when
I have a plan. What is your plan? I have a plan. You haven't presented a plan. All you presented is
you keep on supporting the resistance and let them do what they are doing.
They're not going to ever take down Israel. I guarantee you.
Did you expect the Vietnamese to win against the Americans? Yeah.
I mean, how many of them died? Millions.
But I mean, that's a price you have to pay.
But we don't. But if there's another way, then we don't have to pay that price.
Yeah, but the way that you're presenting is going to take away so much from the Palestinians.
No.
Not only
no,
that.
Why would it take away?
Not only that, just.
Well, no, you know what takes away? The pride. It takes away the pride.
No, this
it's taking away the pride.
It's not about
it is.
pride.
It's about pride.
Okay, tell us, how would a plan like the one you presented work?
I just did like 10 times.
No, repeat it. Like, I know you want international force, and then what?
No. I said you have to start somewhere. A pathway for Palestinians to demand a pathway to a state, not a state.
Make your plan work now. Yalla, start. What would?
Okay. First thing is to make sure that we have elections, that we have representation, some of the, a government that speaks for us, the Palestinian diaspora involved with the Palestinians, in the West Bank, we would. I'm telling you.
No, you're saying this is what you want.
Okay, let me show you. Here we go. Let me show you. Without any pride. Without any pride. Let me show you. This is a humble way of doing it. Which is, let me show you.
PLO literally
Let me show you.
for Israel.
Let me show you. Let me show you. So when we now have the world that is recognizing Palestine and Palestinians and our rights and the fact that we are under occupation where they didn't even know who we were a few years ago. We now have an opportunity to be able to demand of the UN, of the veto nations, of the G7, that we have a pathway to a Palestinian state that is agreed upon and mandated, going through the Security Council, mandated by the UN.
Edward, this world that you're talking about is still supplying Israel with weapons to kill your own
Yes, and it will keep doing so. The mandate, however,
for it to keep crying for the world to give us a lesson.
No. My plan would legitimize Palestinians, legitimize at the very least a territory that Israel would not be allowed to breach, and if it does, it would be against the UN mandate and against the nations assigned on to Palestinians having a territory. Now, the territory is the beginning. The whole mandate would include the territory up to the state. No, we never did that. We never done anything like this.
Okay. All of the international community has an agreement on something that's called human rights.
And we should use that.
Wait a sec. And the Roma agreement and everything. And what did they do when Israel reached everything?
I shared my plan.
They did nothing.
I shared my plan. I shared mine. Now you share yours. And Justice, feel free to share yours. What would get us to a position of having a state with the least amount of Palestinians killed?
But I look at it a little bit differently than the way you look at it, dude. And I look at it in a way is that if you want freedom, this is a price that you have to pay. Unfortunately, I'm not in support of the deaths of the Palestinians, but this is the price that you have to pay. Now, what you're saying...
You're saying that you have to pay this price, but who told you that you have to pay this price?
I have to pay this price.
Who told you?
The people that your people are facing understands no language other than resistance and violence.
But you could get the world involved.
The world has been involved for the last...
You would not even give that a chance.
Wait, but what world are you talking about, dude? They witnessed the genocide happen in Gaza.
Yes.
They did nothing about it. How do you get them involved now?
You're saying the only pathway is for Palestinians to be, and not just killed, to be erased. That's your plan.
I'm going with your plan.
There will be no Palestinians left.
I'm going with your plan. You're saying the word witness.
No, you're not going with my plan, because my plan requires you to put aside your pride.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with that. Okay, me, among 15, 20 million people, I'm nothing. Fahim? So you're saying the word witnessed the genocide in Gaza did nothing. The world is supplying Israel with weapons and everything they need to commit this genocide and commit these crimes in Palestine, and they're doing nothing. So how can you say that we have the world to back us up?
So what do you expect to happen then? You are expecting Palestinians to all of a sudden destroy Israel?
No, they're going to make them bleed until they're destroyed.
How?
They're gonna implode from the inside.
It is going to implode. They're going to implode.
Israel started falling, dude.
Okay, right. I do agree with that. The best way to accelerate this is to not give Israel the excuse of making the Palestinians.
So now when they started bleeding, you want to put a Band-Aid on it?
No. If you don't give them the excuse of Palestinians being the enemy, then they would have to turn to themselves.
Edward.
There's no Band-Aid on it. It's actually putting a knife in it.
Edward Habibi, what you're saying is literally what the PLO has been trying to do.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
It's not. I've read everything that the PLO has put out. I've read the Palestinian papers, everything that was done. In fact, I read all of it. Believe me, it's not the same thing. We're in a different world.
Edward, I'm not talking about papers. I'm talking about real life. PLO literally works for...
Papers aren't real life.
Please,
Books aren't real life.
Please don't
History is our teacher.
You know what? This person says a bad word about you, I will put him in jail and torture him.
What's that got to do?
But please don't kill us. Wait a second.
What's that got to do with the Palestinian people? The Palestinian people should still demand their rights. They still should demand a pathway to a state. Why would you not want to demand a pathway to a state?
They're demanding while resisting, Edward.
Why? I'm not saying to stop resisting. I'm saying if we have a pathway,
Give me 1 second. Let me kick out this filthy Zionist scumbag out of the room. Get the fuck out of here, Juju.
Who?
I kicked out El Normo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, look, continue.
I'm not saying we should stop resisting until the world, the UN agrees and solidifies a pathway for Palestinians to have their state.
Edward, fuck the useless nations. Fuck the UN, which is the...
We have to ask. We have to do this. We have to ask for our rights. We have to do this because we can't go down a path of killing millions of Palestinians without doing this first. And I'm not saying we should stop resisting, but if it is agreed, and if Israel does pull out of the West Bank, if Israel, if we do get an international force there,
a binational confederacy.
Edward, I have a question. I will go with you to the very end, okay? Israel went back from Gaza and the West Bank. They removed all the settlements, okay?
Well, no, the settlements wouldn't be removed first.
Wait a second. I'm going to you with the very further. Okay. That they removed all the settlements from the West Bank. They give the Palestinians the east of Jerusalem, and they went out of Gaza. Okay.
Yeah.
They will do it at the price that you should never ever ask for your other lands back, and that you should live with this distorted type of state. But let's say, okay, my family has lands and houses in the occupied parts. How am I supposed to get these?
So
I have an inheritance in these parts. And
I have an inheritance in these parts. I've got an inheritance coming my way. Just gotta do what I say. My inheritance is coming my way. You just gotta do what I say.
You wouldn't give up your inheritance?
Hello?
Yeah, I would definitely give up my inheritance.
Okay. You want to give up your inheritance, that's your thing. I don't want to give up my inheritance.
Yeah, that's you, though. But the Palestinians that live there now, what's more important? Inheritance or their lives? What's more important? And also, what I'm saying doesn't mean the Palestinians can't return to Israel. They just won't be allowed to vote. I think that's something that would be
it's so human rights thing. Yeah, I know.
This is the best that we can hope for. If we can get a state for ourselves, yes. If you're saying destroying Israel, now under my plan, I truly believe that within 10 years Israel would be destroyed, and we would have.
It's just going to be destroyed. It's going to implode and destroy itself. Yeah.
Palestinians getting a state and having
these people are delusional.
And they're no longer killed.
We fought the Crusaders for more than 200.
That was a Crusaders.
He fought the Crusaders. Oh yeah, this guy did. The Inheritor.
Now we're dealing with biological weapons and chemical weapons.
Biological and chemical weapon attacks. Hello?
It's a problem because Palestinians at the end of the day, our job is to figure out a way of to ensure that Palestinians survive.
No, the job is
not win and only have 2 people left.
Listen, we got these trashes of human creatures because Europe was anti-Semitic.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say it was morally right. I didn't say it was,
I don't care. They go.
I don't care.
You need to care. You need to.
I don't care.
The safety and well-being.
I do not care what you say.
You keep pointing
I don't
out that
care.
they were genocided. That was only a tiny thing.
Genocided or no anymore? To be honest.
Then you shouldn't talk about Palestinians.
I don't care about any Israeli. To be honest with you, I don't care if they have to start from their graves, from the zero.
I see. You keep talking about Israelis. I'm talking about Palestinians. You're fixated on Israelis. You want revenge. And that's fine, understandable. But you can't take all the Palestinians that live there with you for your revenge.
No problem, Edward. Collect all the Palestinians that thinks like you. Write down a piece of paper.
Most Palestinians think like me. Most Palestinians, you ask them now, they say they don't care if it's a 1 state or 2 states, as long as it's over. That's what they say.
Perfect. Give up your inheritances and go to live whatever you want in the world.
No, they stay right there.
No.
They could stay right there. No, it's not up to you. They could stay right there. It's not for you to take away anything from them.
Expect other people to give up everything, give up their blood that has been spilled.
You can go fight Israel. You can go fight Israel.
But
don't send people in the West Bank. Don't send people in the West Bank who are under occupation and have suffered to fight your vengeance war. No.
Edward, the same way you're speaking and sharing your opinion on what would you like to see him as a Palestinian, he's also sharing his own opinion and what maybe the people he knows do or want to do. You know what I mean? So both of you can't be just sending each other to, like that.
Edward Habibi.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Edward Habibi, if you're ready to live with a neighbor that's ready to kill your child and drink his blood on breakfast and smile about it and tell you that he's so civilized, I'm not.
But you don't live there.
I have no other documentation right now. I don't live there. I have no other documentation, Habibi.
Okay, but I understand. But when you talk
I have blood there. I have family.
If there was a Palestinian state, then you could live there. I'm not saying you don't deserve to get what is yours, and you don't deserve, or Palestinians don't deserve to have the foreigners removed from Palestine. I'm not saying that we don't deserve that, and I'm not saying it's that position is a morally correct position. Okay. What I'm saying, though, we can start with a pathway to a Palestinian state and work on that.
Yeah.
And if we do this,
what the Arabs and the PLO wanted before, and did that accomplish anything? No.
Yeah, that's the thing.
All the blood that has been spilled right now in Gaza, it's on the hands of the people who thought from the very beginning that you can compromise or talk with these creatures.
Right. Now it's time to involve
it's time to fight more than.
No, you were shown a genocide already. You're already shown a genocide.
Okay, so every time the white creature do a genocide, we should just kneel to them and kiss their asses so they don't kill us.
If you want, but I have a different path. A path where
his ass.
No, it's not.
Please,
it's Palestinians. It's Palestinians using
human rights.
If it's Palestinians using the world opinion, which is on their side, against Israel by leveraging it and getting more than what they have now.
Been bombed. Your hospitals have been bombed. What did the world do to you? Nothing. They gave them weapons to kill you.
Yeah, but if what I'm saying doesn't work.
They literally are still giving them weapons, Habibi.
Yes.
The world doesn't give a fuck about you. You're not white. You're not blonde. You're not with blue eyes.
I know. I know. I'm older. I'm sure I'm older than you. I know all this, but I also know that our job as human beings, and I don't know if you're Muslim or not. I'm Muslim. Is to minimize casualties, minimize deaths, to take the path that would get you to meet your objectives with the least amount of people killed.
Yeah.
That is your responsibility. That is my responsibility.
But Edward, can you give me one time for the last 500 years, okay? The white creature that goes to other lands and start killing them and do genocides. Have they ever abided to a treaty?
I'm sure they have, especially in the 1900s. You're saying 500 years, but that's a fallacy. We are talking about
Anglo-Saxons.
The world in the last 5 years has changed.
No. Nothing has changed.
Yes, it has. And you have to recognize that the world has changed.
Has never changed.
If you can't recognize change, how are you going to recognize opportunity?
Okay, give me how did it change while your kids are still starving and dying from thirst, and they are still being bombed till now? Yeah, give me.
Because now the world knows.
Oh my God!
What Israel?
They didn't know for the last.
No, they didn't. They did not. Now the world knows.
They didn't see anything.
No.
Edward, when you say the world knows, you're talking about the normal human beings. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how does that really help the government are still supporting Israel?
Because these human beings, the government officials in these Western countries are answerable to these human beings. And if it's shifting, just like it is here in the U.S. with politicians, it's shifting. So now it's more like, for example, in the Democratic Party, they call it a genocide. They also find AIPAC money toxic. Like AIPAC has become toxic. Palestinian rights, or I should say, before, should Palestinians have a state? Now it's Palestinians must have a state. It is their right. That is the mainstream view.
Did it do anything on the human right part for your kids on the ground in Gaza? Did it give them at least water and food and not being bombed and forced?
No, why are you saying this? No, it did not.
It has no value. It does
have value.
It's just
okay,
Habibi.
Okay. What you said though, how does that have value if there are no Palestinians left? How does that have value? At the end of the day, why?
What do you mean by no Palestinians left? Like,
because we believe that if we do resistance, that all of us will be killed and the Israelis will take up everything. And
not resistance. If we go and our objective is to destroy Israel, we would be destroyed before Israel would.
But who said that you're going in and your objective is to destroy Israel? Where are you coming with that?
That's what they're saying.
No, he's not saying that. He didn't say that. He said resist.
No, he did say this, Justice.
He said go and destroy Israel?
Yes.
Is that what you said? I didn't hear that part, honestly.
Okay, what I have literally said is I want my whole fucking land back from the river to the sea. I don't care in what way these Israelis want to go out. They want to fight, we fight. They want to go out and book a flight. They can do that. They want to swim. They want to hike. They want to walk. They want to drive a car. I don't care. What I care about is my right as a Palestinian, as the oldest and most ancient civilization on this fucking cursed planet.
Is that
and
true?
It's my fucking right. Yeah. If you don't know that.
Wait. Let's go on a commercial break and kick this Zionist scumbag Randy out of this room.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, now get the fuck out of here, Randy. Thank you very much.
You get so much joy.
There are still a few in the room, Edward, that I'm keeping for,
I understand. But the ones, I understand, but you get a lot of joy. But I'm not denying you your joy. You should have it.
let me
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up, brother.
You're breaking up.
Is that better? Is this better?
Yeah.
Wait. Let me get Daniela as well out of this room for entertainment purposes.
Well, I mean, he might crash out. It'd be fun.
I kept him for you. I kept him.
Well, it's up to you, but he might end up crashing out, and wouldn't that be more satisfying?
Okay, I'll leave him.
Ya Allah.
Okay. Do you have Buttercup blocked?
Maybe. Did you unblock her?
Yeah, unblock her.
Oh, unblock her? Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
He has plan.
Yes.
Justice.
Block her, to be honest.
It's the first time I see you, but I love you.
Unblocked her.
We shouldn't block her, Justice. See, she has unfriended me, but she hasn't blocked me, so we should.
Wait, you?
Yeah, me as well. Yeah.
Why?
I snitched on her, Basically, I said that she was calling Ace bad names.
Oh,
And Ludwig was there. Oh my God, Ludwig was there. Ludwig actually called her the same thing that she called Ace, basically, in the chats. Yeah, Ludwig was there. Justice was there. We all remember that.
Yeah, October the 7th, her as a retaliation for Ace when she
Hey, Ludwig. How are you, brother?
How are you doing, better?
I'm doing okay. I'm just having an
kind of
argument
hot
with
for Ace, man.
Okay, Edward and I'll go back to you guys' conversation. Yeah, but
Oh my God.
You're having the clash of the Palestinians right now between me and
The Clash of the Titans.
no, I don't think it's that clash, to be honest with you. It's just that you won. I'm actually mostly on Al Khada's side, by the way. I don't.
That's why I said I love you, Justice. It's the first time I see you, brother, but I love you for real.
and what Edward is asking for is very unrealistic.
Wait, destroying Israel, you think that's realistic?
Yeah, I'm not talking about destroying Israel. I'm not saying specifically destroying Israel, but not to leave the resistance hanging.
No, we're not to leave the resistance hanging. What are you talking about? Why is it so black and white?
No,
I'm saying, okay, Justice, let me ask you this. Justice, if we had, from the UN, the Security Council, a complete pathway that Palestinians, Israelis, the UN, which means the US and all these countries agreed upon, a guaranteed pathway to a state. And we have to do certain things in order to get the state, right? But it's a guaranteed pathway. We know exactly what we have to do. It's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Should we then still resist, or should we start doing what the UN?
Yeah, stop committing terrorism. That'd be a good place to start.
If we don't get our state.
What did the UN help you with?
I'm not saying. Theoretically, I'm saying if we demand a Palestinian state, shouldn't we demand a Palestinian state?
Yes, you should demand the Palestinian state.
Okay, so we should have a pathway to get to a Palestinian state.
Yes,
this is reasonable.
Yes.
Okay, yes. If they agree,
yes, we
agree on it. Hamas agrees on it, right? Would agree on it. Okay.
I don't know. I have to make a phone call for that one.
No. I'm saying if Hamas agrees on it, because they're saying this too, a pathway to a Palestinian state. Now, we can suspend resistance and build towards that Palestinian state until Israel decides, to sabotage it. That way we still have the world on our side, and we still have resistance. I'm not saying we should give up resistance.
Happened?
What?
It did happen. The problem is it did already happen, but they doesn't want to believe it.
Now you're breaking up. Say it again.
He was asking you, didn't that already happen? And I was telling him that it already happened, but Edward doesn't want to believe that it already happened.
It has not happened. Where? When?
Yeah,
it has happened. Like, what do you mean the UN? The UN is a big joke. It's never gonna help Palestinians to have a state. Like, it's never.
No, but we should at least demand a state.
A tool.
We need to demand a state. That's what I'm saying.
United Nations is a tool of the great powers to suppress, weaker nations.
Listen, I don't believe in the UN either, but we should still demand a Palestinian state and a pathway to getting a Palestinian state.
For the last 60 years, by the way, maybe.
Huh?
You have been demanding.
No, we haven't. We really haven't, honestly.
Okay.
I'll be honest, we haven't.
Edward, can you tell me, please, what did the Oslo Agreement was talking about?
It was talking about...
I'm complicit! Oh, no! Am I complicit in the 3,000 abortions every day in America? Hello?
No. Like 2 seconds.
Okay, I already hung up on him anyways. Anyways,
all I heard was document for sure.
It's an insurance company out in for my land in Colorado, and I won't say anything anymore. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt your conversation. Okay. That was rude.
No, it's okay, brother. It's okay, Habibi. Edward, Habibi. Did they do, my question is, did the international community abide to its own rules and did anything? No. They give them more weapons to kill you. They are still giving them more weapons. When we had an agreement with them and we gave them their pigs back, okay? Did the international community force Israel to abide to the things that they have agreed on? No. The world community doesn't give a rat's ass about you. But the problem in what the idea that you're or the thing that you want or would like to see or that you're advocating for is the first rule would be from the international community, okay, you want a state, you have to prove to us that you are human beings by giving up all of your weapons, anything that can protect you, and we
I never said that.
No, but that's what they will say.
Well, I mean, I'm sure Palestinians are smart enough to negotiate.
And Israel will promise us to protect you. You are only allowed to have police. And by the way, the PLO, even with this humiliating agreements, they have no problem. And they still didn't get any fucking state.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm saying that we should be doing, though.
Yeah, but imagine that the PLO has already agreed for this, and they still didn't give them a state.
But I don't think Israel is going to give Palestinians a state. I think it has to be forced by the outside to do so.
From who?
America and other nations. It has to be. The world opinion has to shift, which it has, to, when Palestinians should have a state, or Palestinians must have a state. It's a guaranteed right. And world opinion has shifted to this. We need to take advantage of this.
The thing that has shifted is the public opinion, the normal human beings, the ones who are not in power.
But UK, France, Canada, Australia recognize.
Why did she kick? Why did she kick me? Why did she kick me?
Yeah, but recognizing a Palestinian state, these are G7 countries. The world has shifted. Even politically, the world has shifted, and we have to take advantage of this.
Yeah, they recognize you, but they will not give you anything.
We don't know.
It's just too.
We don't know. We don't know. We have to try. No, we don't know.
Is that beef?
Into your plan, which is attack Israel until Israel is destroyed, and without exhausting this path.
Yeah, let's
Happy 4th of July, beef. Are you prepared to?
Are you just talking to yourself, man? What's going on?
Are you projecting onto me?
No, but I just heard you talk. There's no one else on the stage, and I hear all this audio. Are you just talking to yourself?
No, I'm in a Free Palestine room with Emrose, the intellectual giant of Israel, and Edward and Justice and other Free Palestine resistance fighters. They are.
Why can't I see her?
Because that's in another room.
How are you in another room and also in this room? I'm fucking confused.
Because I have Anonymous in another room where they can't kick me out. See how that works, beef? Happy 4th of July!
Now, why do you have a Jewish face fucking surgically attached to your face? What's wrong with that?
You've never seen party glasses, for like a costume party?
That looks like a Jewish fellow. Are you denying this or no?
No, I think that's like the Groucho Marx costume. I don't think it's actually specifically Jewish.
Was Groucho Marx Jewish? Let's find out.
I'm not sure. The Marx Brothers?
Yeah, Groucho Marx was Jewish. Fucking, oh my God, you're cooked, brother. You're cooked, brother.
You're cooked. Well, how bad do you think Andrew's brain rot is? Because I think, this app is actually just like a brain rot observation platform. And the more you speak, the more you think, the more you listen to the people on this app, it's the greater the likelihood that your brain rot is real.
I agree. But I also think that you are like the Mad Hatter. Most people's mental illnesses don't manifest as like archetypical characters from classic children's literature.
Mm-hmm.
But you're very lucky that your particular brand of mental illness has turned you into this like archetypical like icon, So,
I agree. I think my mental illness, I got lucky with my mental illness. Like I got all the good aspects of it and not so much very few bad aspects of my special mental illness.
Yeah, because like right now you are the Mad Hatter. You do all the Mad Hatter stuff. Like you laugh too loud, and you're like You're always joy. Do you yourself work with Mercury in your creation of hats?
I almost spit out my beer orange juice when you brought up Mercury, because it's interesting that you bring up Mercury, or in the flat earth community, they like to call it Mercury. All I'm trying to say is, if you think that a binational confederacy is going to take over Israel and Israel is going to collapse, you are 100% retarded. Let me take you back to the Free Palestine Resistance Movement.
The Security Council, everybody agrees on it. We have to, that's what we have to demand first. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't resist, but if we do get a plan, we do have a pathway, then we should follow that path to a Palestinian state all the way up until and if the Israelis stop us, and then resist again. But at least we would be ahead, because now we have a pathway, we have guarantees, legal guarantees, and now we're able to resist legally, or I guess that doesn't really matter. But to the world, you know, our resistance is resisting what was already agreed on, and we would not be the ones breaking our word. It would be Israel, and Israel again would be weakened. Before the alternative, which is to resist until Israel falls, which may or may not happen. In my opinion, I don't think will happen, but it would, at the very least, that path would ensure millions of Palestinians will be killed. And there's about 5.5
millions. How many millions are there
in the territories? You know, how many? You know, and is it fair to send to not even give them the option of option A and go straight to option B, where and they're the ones putting their lives in danger? I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's not. I wouldn't be able to live with myself. You know, if I did something like this.
Edward, Habibi, but remember that the people that will abide to the agreement are the same people that are still financing Israel with weapons to kill you. Huh?
Yeah, I know. I know. No, I know.
So they are so trustworthy from our side. Yeah, I know.
I know. No, you're right. And this is why we have to be smart about this. I'm not saying my path will work. I'm saying it's worth exploring. And at the very least, if it doesn't work, then we can point to the UN and Israel, Israel especially. They would be the ones that would break it and say this is what they did, and we would have more than what we have now, which is just the PLO and PA. We would have a mandate for a Palestinian state, which is more than what we have now. And then if we need to resist, then we can resist.
Yeah. Can I chip in what I came in late, but it sounded like you were solutioning more.
I can't hear you. You're very low.
You're very tall, brother.
Maybe now?
No, it's worse now.
It's worse?
It's better now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I just walked in when you guys were discussing solutioning. How do you actually get a state and to scoping it to territory versus entire state, etc. And then I heard you say about political pathways and the United Nations and
demanding a pathway to a state.
Right. I'm wondering if the United Nations and all the structures and legal entities that we see worldwide, they either I'm not going to say they are performative, but they don't have any real power other than either narratives or showing what the global community wants, etc. Either via vetoes or by other subliminal methods. It's the incumbent powers like the West that continue to get what they want. I'm wondering if there is a way we can make a free Palestine lucrative to all sides involved, including the likes of America and stuff. Otherwise,
yeah, there is actually.
Okay, that would be interesting.
I wouldn't like it. That would be actually a plan B, and Alfredo's would be a plan C. That's interesting. You said that.
What's the plan B? What would happen?
Well, Well, okay, so let's mine is Plan A, and your Plan B would be to fight Israel until there's no more Israel.
Which is the only logical way to free yourself against Allah.
Okay, no, that's fine. No, I'm not asking you to defend the position. I'm just laying out what the positions are for him because he just joined, and he said, what if there's a way to make it more lucrative for Israel to allow Palestinians to have their own state? And there actually is. It's something I really don't like, but to be fair, let's put it on the table. I would call that Plan B, and I'll say what it is, and then you, Ilhal, yours would be Plan C. The lucrative would be giving up the natural gas and the rights of the and giving that all to Israel. That would make them tens to hundreds of billions of dollars a year right there, and that would be giving up,
Yeah. But the thing is, don't worry, that's included in your Plan A.
That is not.
It is?
No, it's not. I told you what was included in my plan.
Habibi, the world and Israel will not give you your plans unless you do Plan B.
No, we can't say that, but you can't say it's included when I did not include it. You have to be fair to what I'm saying. Like, I've been very fair to your position. I've been very fair. I have not misrepresented it at all. Okay, I've been very fair. But we have to keep our positions very clear so that everyone knows what our positions are.
Edward Habibi, I'm sorry if you understood that I say that you. What did I tell you? The first rule would be from the is give up your guns, give up your arms. We will make Israel promises that they will protect you and they will not touch you.
Plan A and Plan B are totally different because my plan would be a Palestinian state and Gaza, the Gaza port, the rail system linking Jordan to Egypt through the West Bank and Gaza. That's all on Palestinian territory.
Yeah, I know.
That would not be. But
that's what you want.
No,
that's what you want. But that's not what will the world.
No, the world would
actually, Edward, like, what? Now, when you say this, like, what do you think the Palestinians on the ground should do from
their end?
Yes.
They have to. It's not happening. The PA and the PLO are so corrupt, and they should have been doing this for decades. Actually, they need to be unified under one voice, and they should have already put forward exactly a pathway to a Palestinian state, what they're willing to do, the infrastructure that they want to build. They should have already been talking to all the world powers about this for decades, and especially in the last year or two. But that's the first step.
Do you agree that they can't make a move without Israel's permission? Can we agree on?
I would say permission is too strong. I would say cannot make a move without Israel's resistance.
So you think that Israel's permission is too strong to use against?
Yeah, because if you lay out a reasonable plan and you articulate it well to a Western audience, in multiple nations, I'm talking about multiple nations, not just the U.S.
I have a question on this.
Let me just answer this one real quick.
Okay.
Very quickly. Yeah, very quickly. If you lay out a plan and it's reasonable justice, then at least people would pay attention and see Palestinians as reasonable actors. Now we're just victims. Why haven't we transitioned from victimhood to reasonable actors yet? it's not Israel's fault. Let's be honest.
It's not Israel's fault.
No,
It's not.
it's fault.
No. It's not. We can. You know, I found out a few weeks ago that the PLO.
If it's not Israel's fault, whose fault is it?
Palestinians. So here's what I found out a few weeks ago.
So the
The PLO.
The Palestinians?
Let him finish.
No, we're not talking about starving. We're talking about political. Telling our story. What I found out a few weeks ago is that the PLO has consulates in most Western countries, if not all. So diplomatic relations, and they have not reached out or sought the resources of any Palestinians in the diaspora and organized them in order to speak to the respective parliaments, to speak out politically, to have one sound, one voice, one organized movement. Nothing, and we had these consulates or consulate, whatever they're called, in all these countries. What were they there for? Absolutely nothing.
And why do you think that is? Why didn't they reach out and voice what we want?
Well, I didn't even know they existed. Honestly, I didn't even know. I don't know. Why they didn't? Because of corruption and laziness. Why should they have to do any work? The consulates here in the U.S. Why should they have to do anything?
Not only that, Edward. To be honest, first thing you need to look at when Fatah returned after the Oslo Agreement. What were the conditions that they signed on? What's the actions that this quote unquote government is allowed to do?
No.
And what they are not allowed to do. For example, Israel has the permission to go inside of the Palestinian lands, shoot, kill anyone whenever they want, but the Palestinian government can't defend themselves. They should help and aid Israelis. The Palestinian consulate can't even renew your passport, your Palestinian passport. You can't get your birth certificate. You can do literally anything. Why? Because to do that, you have to go to Palestine and ask the permission of the Israelis. They are literally useless, and the PLO right now, Habibi, literally for the last 20 years has been working for the sake of Israel. Instead of them sending Israelis to die, they would send the PLO pigs to die. Just like what happened in Jenin.
But in Italy, do you have a consulate or embassy? Yeah. No. Okay. And shouldn't this embassy or consulate have been figuring out, who are the Palestinians in Italy?
I will tell you. I will answer you on Italy specifically. Okay. So the consulate in Italy, they do events, to be honest, but it's events without any cultural thing, real cultural thing,
without asking for anything.
Real story, or any real story. Because if they do that, they would be going against Israel, Habibi. That's their problem. They can't do anything. Why? Because they have abided themselves. They have signed agreements they can't get out of.
I don't know if they signed agreements in terms of they're not allowed to, interact with their own Palestinian communities, organize them.
They interact. They do some
the cultural things. Yeah, and I'm talking about going, like here in America, going to Washington, D.C., talking to congressmen,
They are not allowed to do that.
No, I mean, there's nothing that I have read that said they are not allowed to do this.
Not everything is on paper, baby.
Well, I mean, then that's an assumption. I think You're blaming Israel. You're not blaming the PLO, who you know already to be corrupt.
Edward, I have literally said that for me, PLO are fakes that works for Israel. For me, I don't think of them as Palestinians. I think of them as Israelis.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me put it on a plain surface. For me, every single creature who works for the PLO, for me, he's not even a Palestinian. He's a fucking Israeli.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say every person because, they have doctors and...
I don't care. Even their doctors. Even their
it's the government, too. So, but I see your point. I understand your point. I agree with you in principle. We did have the opportunity to make the world, especially the Western world, aware of what we want and to push our narrative.
Edward, do you know why Israel wanted to do the Madrid thing, and after that, what happened is the Oslo Agreement? Do you know what forced Israel to do that?
Yeah, I have my own. Yeah, I have my own analysis on why they did it. I don't know if it's going to be the same as yours.
Okay, my thing, which is what I saw from the old generation, to start being diplomatic. They thought, because they were the very